When we return, I will welcome our next visitor. This is a man who hasn't spoken to his family for 3 years and is struggling to resolve the relationship with them. Is karma to be blamed, or does he need to change his attitude in order to resolve this family feud? I will reveal all to him after this break.
When you put your hand in mine, when you touch me, I know this is the sweetest thing in life.
Hello, my name is Gavin Kiley, and I'm going to go see Carmen today because I've had some family issues over the last 3 years. Presently, my life hasn't been better. I'm extremely successful in my career, I have a beautiful wife, and the only problem is that, unfortunately, it's been about 3 years since I've spoken to my parents, and I've come to the realization that they've loved me conditionally through most of my life. I'm hoping that by speaking with Carmen today, that she can teach me how to deal with my family and deal with my parents so we can have that loving relationship again.
Hi.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome to my home.
Thank you.
Come inside. Okay, Gavin, so we are here today, and all I know about you is that you're struggling a little bit with your family. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, well, I look at you, and the first impression that I have is of somebody that handles very well his own emotions. So do you have any kind of an emotion, you handle them pretty well. So you're strong, because the sense that I have of you is that you're in control regardless of whatever's happening.
That's
Probably
true.
very deep inside yourself. You feel the pain, and of course the most painful situation is when you don't get along with those who you love the most, which are the family. Now, whenever you're in a conflict with the family, you tap into something that is called the family karma. There is your karma, your family karma, and the global karma. There are 3 types of karma, and karma is the law of spirituality. And people who come in our life, it's almost like we choose them, we attract them. Sometimes we know about them before even being born. You know, the microscopic that we are coming from talks and knows everything about who we are supposed to connect with. And usually relationships are not easy because people coming into your life represent a reflection of who you are, and they're your test. So in this case, I think that your family is a test, and in different ways, both your parents are your test. Your sister too, but the way I feel is more your mother and your father. Now, you think differently of them and have different relationship with both of them. In the sense of your mother, what I feel, it's almost like that kind of a psychic feeling is your mother is controlling. It has to be her way. She has a very strong will. She's very highly motivated. So she knows what she wants, and she's a domineering type of energy, and that's very hard to deal with. At some point in life, you want to be free. You want to build your own life, and it's that moment when your mother doesn't want to let go. Did that situation, this karmic conflict, happen in a moment when you wanted to build your own life or become more independent?
Yes.
Psychologically, a parent that is domineering is no more as significant than it used to be for 30 years, and you want to sort of replace her with someone else who becomes your mate. The conflict is already created. Now, it takes a lot of wisdom to heal something like this, and all you can do is accept that you're not going to change your mother. She's going to be like that for the rest of her life. And only you can have the wisdom to accept her, to send her love regardless of her own issues. I am feeling how you accept everything, almost like your own intuition works in this case. Do you feel you have intuition?
Yeah.
Do you have premonition? Do you have interesting dreams? Do you have, do you see things sometimes, or have a sense of anticipation of events into your life?
Sometimes.
Do you know what intuition is? Do you have any idea what that is? People heard so much about intuition, but it's very hard to give a definition.
Well, what I think about when I think of intuition is just, forecasting what's going to happen, in the future, or, when you think of something in particular.
Well, intuition is an ability of the brain. And intuition is the bridge between the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain. Intuition is also called the gift of happiness, because if you are in tune with this ability of the mind to break the timing and see what's going to happen to you and see beyond what is considered the cognition, the sensory level, you can prevent things from happening. So it's just that gift of giving balance and stability into your own life. If you intuitively accept the situation as is and have the wisdom to heal, your life is going to be beautiful regardless of your mother issues of controlling. And you know, controlling, it's hard to be healed if she's not willing to do the work. Now I'm using my own gift of intuition in telling you that I absolutely believe that after a frame of time she won't be able to keep the silence. So she will break the silence, or she will do everything to have you back into her life. Now, your own disappointment with your father is because he didn't step up for yourself. You know, you expected him to do something, but he was neutral. Almost like, in a way, he was on her side, though I think your father disagrees with your mother completely, but he doesn't want to fight with her. It's just psychologically the way I feel about your parents. It shouldn't disappoint you. Your life move on. You use more your intuitive ability just into acceptance and to healing and to wisdom, because if you're happy you have it all is the key to success, and is a key of using the infinite potential of the mind. You have so many things happening into your life. I feel your life is stable. You have a wonderful wife. You have people into your life that are blessing, you know, and supplementing anything else that probably you want to still be there, like the family. But the family karma is the most complicated, and if not resolved, it multiplies. It is transferred to generations. Into generations. So whatever your mother created here in terms of her own being and the level of the ego that she operates comes from other generations, believe it or not. So
how do you resolve it?
The only way to resolve it, because we're not changing people. You don't change your mother, and nobody will change your mother. She's the only one that can change herself. And obviously, she's operating so much at this low level of perception, which is the ego, that she's not willing to make the effort of changing. I still think she will probably give up a tiny little bit of her ego and try to welcome you back, because it's still very painful for her to be alone. And your purpose is not to influence her, is not to change her. And all you can accomplish to have the peace of mind is to accept her. Acceptance is the wisdom. You accept her, you continue to love her, and you respond in a positive way when she will make an effort to welcome you back into the family.
So in other words, accepting her for who she is how you deal with your family karma?
Yeah, that's the way you deal, because there's no other way of changing. And healing your own self, which you're actually doing a great job, because as I said, you handle the pain very well, and it's a lesson to grow. You grow spiritually. It made you stronger. You were able to put boundaries. You didn't allow her to step into your life and take control of your family that you created. It would have been a disaster. That's one of the reasons that many new families, they fall apart, because of the interference of the parents. So by not allowing her to interfere into your life, you learn about boundaries. You learn to be stronger. You learn to be a man. You learn to be a husband. You know, you can learn to be a father. You can learn many other lessons that she would have never allowed you to learn, because of the level of the consciousness. There is a low level of consciousness where she operates. We're not judgmental. We're just acknowledging the way who she is, the way she operates. And by accepting and acknowledging is the way to heal. And just love her the way she is. We accept and love people as they are, and that's sublime, that's divine. Mm-hmm. Humanity never goes beyond the belief system, and none of you, we never accept something that we don't understand. And your mother accepts what she understands and not what she doesn't. You know, so it's her own lesson as much as it is yours. It's her own process of evolution as it is yours. So she's evolving in her own way. And my perspective of this, if we go into the time 3 years later, is that your mother will come to terms, and she has only one major choice: to accept who she is, to change something within herself, not to lose you, and to reconcile. So the prediction is very significant and very powerful. You reconcile with your family, resolve the family karma, so you don't have to face it over and over again. Because if it creates a pattern, you will go on and on in the same pattern. It's the repetition. That's what karma is, the repetition of the same situation, of the same event over and over again. Hopefully I was able to show you a little bit about how karma works and what a blueprint is. We will catch up with all of our guests over the next few weeks to see how their life are developing.